Hi guys, welcome to Active pro-leanx, where today we'll be teaching you not only how to grow a bigger chest, but how to build it at home if you can't go to the gym. Now, if you're wondering whether or not this is possible, absolutely yes, it is possible. This is because to tear your muscle fibers, you need to make sure that you are applying force and overloading the desired muscle group, allowing the fibers to come back thicker and stronger, which in this case, your body won't tell the difference, whether at home or at the gym, as long as there's enough overload on the muscle group. Another important thing to remember is that working on a big muscle group like your chest means you need to work on different parts of that one particular muscle group. Your chest is divided into three sections. That is your upper, lower, and mid section. Now, without a waste of time, let's get started. The first exercise we'll be focusing on is the pulse archer push-ups. This exercise increases the overload by double onto each individual peg of the chest. This is great because with this exercise, you're able to fix any kinds of imbalances onto your chest. Now here you'll start by targeting each side individually. On each side, hit 3 push-ups, then make your first count on the third push-up. Switch to the other side after the 5th count and do the same. Do this for 5 counts on each side. Now, for the next exercise we'll be moving on to is the chest dip exercise. For this exercise, we'll be focusing mostly on our lower chest. This time, we'll be using 2 chairs instead of 1. This is to avoid any unnecessary shoulder activations or injuries. Keep the chairs at a certain distance, facing away from each other or facing each other if your chair seats are high enough. Place your hands on each chair. Bend your knees by elevating your feet off the ground and start performing your reps. To do this, lean slightly forward, then lower yourself down until the point where you feel a stretch to your chest and slightly on your shoulders. Typically, this would be the point where your shoulders are parallel to your elbows or a little bit lower. Then push back up. That would be your first rep. Do this for 15 reps. Next exercise we'll be doing is the Spider-Man push-up. At this point, fatigue is setting in. Now these push-ups target your chest, tricep, and shoulders since you're shifting all that body weight to one side at a time. Start by positioning yourself in the standard push-up position. Then push your knee all the way to your elbow, then lower it back to the position you started in. Do the same thing for the other side as well. Perform for 10 reps each side. The next exercise we'll be doing is the pike push-up. To do this, place your feet on a steady elevated surface, with your hands placed onto the ground. For a deeper rep, you'll want to use 2 or more elevated surfaces in order to place your hands. Then raise your hip, forming an angle of about 90 degrees. Then once in this position, lower yourself down in a slow and controlled manner to a point where you feel a stretch to your chest and shoulders. Then press yourself back up until you are at the starting position. This counts as 1 rep. Do this for the next 10 to 12 reps. Now you can always perform an alternative of this workout on the ground if you find the elevated positions too difficult, keeping in mind that your range of motion will be limited. The next exercise is the offset push-ups. This type of push-up increases your chest muscle activation since it creates a longer range of motion on each side, allowing the chest to stretch. This also forces your core, shoulders, and chest to stabilize your body. Now, to do this, we'll need an object that will provide elevation for each side as we'll be alternating during the movement. Make sure that the object is comfortable enough. It can be a ball or a stack of books. Get into a push-up position with one hand on the ground and another elevated on the object you chose to use. Then perform one push-up and then step onto the other side and perform another push-up there as well, in an alternative motion. Keep alternating from one side to the other, doing this for 8 to 10 reps. The next exercise is the dive bomber push-up. Similar to the downward dog position with the pike push-up, we'll be in the same position. This time, as you're lowering your head to the ground and as your chest gets closer and closer to the ground, lower your hips to the ground while driving your head upwards. Then be in a cobra stretch position for about a second. Then reverse back to the starting position by lifting your hips while lowering your head and pushing yourself up by stretching your elbows. Repeat this movement for 10 reps. I'm certain that at this point in time, you must be fatigued and pumped if you have been doing these exercises along with us. Remember that the best way to grow your chest bigger at home is to overload your chest muscle fibers. In this sense, we are trying to emulate the kind of muscle exposure and activation that you would normally get using gym equipment. If you want to take things further than this, prepared below is a PDF ebook that will help you grow muscle. In it you'll find all the workout routines, including meal plans that were made specifically for building bigger muscle mass. Because growing muscle doesn't just take exercise only, but the correct diet to help the broken muscle fibers to come back bigger and stronger. If you found this video helpful, then remember to subscribe, like, and leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching. See you again next time.